No one knows why it happens, or at least that's what they claim. But everyone in Pumpkin Town has heard the stories. Hollow-sounding, bone-chilling howls drift in from the cornfields as October winds down. And every year, like clockwork, someone goes missing. Last year, it was Old Man Corrigan. Before that, the Henderson twins. The bodies, when found, are torn to shreds like they'd been hunted. This year, it was Sheriff Weller's daughter. 3 nights before Halloween, 16-year-old Emma Weller vanished while walking home from the fall festival. Her phone was found just outside town, screen cracked, a single picture still open, a blurry shot of what looked like a massive dog. No paw prints, just deep gouges in the dirt and blood. The sheriff blocked off the area and told people not to panic. But folks in Pumpkin Town knew better. The hounds had come early this year. It was Pastor Jennings who broke the silence. One fog-heavy morning, he stood in the middle of Main Street, eyes wild. "They're back because the pact was broken," he screamed. "The soil demands blood." Most people laughed him off. Pumpkin Town had always had its share of eccentricities. But Jennings had taken it too far. That is, until the butcher's wife was found, what was left of her, strewn across the cemetery. Her bones were hollowed out, like something had sucked the marrow straight from them. That's when folks started listening. Sheriff Weller hadn't slept in days. He kept going back to the edge of the cornfields where Emma had disappeared. One night, as he stood beneath the scarecrow-lined path, he heard the howl. It wasn't the kind of sound a normal dog made. It was long, mournful, and it vibrated in your ribs like a scream from the earth itself. Then he saw it. A hound, nearly the size of a bear, black as coal, its eyes glowing like candlelight. But there was something off. Its body, it flickered. Parts of it looked see-through, like it wasn't fully in this world. It stared at him, and then it vanished. The next day, Weller confronted Pastor Jennings. "What's this pact you keep yelling about?" The pastor hesitated, then unlocked a drawer in the church basement. Inside was an old leather-bound journal, the Founder's Ledger. Pumpkin Town was built in 1781 by a group of settlers who struggled with harsh winters and failed crops. Desperate, they turned to an old ritual, one that called for a blood offering in exchange for protection and bounty. They summoned guardians from another realm, the Hollow Hounds. The ritual demanded a life every fall, one person taken by the hounds, and the town would prosper. But if the sacrifice was interrupted, the pact would unravel. Weller realized something. His daughter was supposed to be the offering, but she had fought back. The cracked phone, the struggle. She had resisted. The ritual hadn't been completed. And now, the hounds were angry. Halloween night arrived. The whole town was on edge. Doors stayed locked. Lights were out early, but it didn't matter, because the hounds didn't need permission to enter. Weller watched from the church tower as the fog rolled in, thick and yellowish, unnatural. Then the bell rang, the one that hadn't worked in decades. And from the mist came the pack, 6 of them, huge, flickering, hollow. They didn't bark. They didn't growl. They just moved, fluid, silent, and fast. Screams echoed from downtown. Homes were ripped open like paper. Weller knew what he had to do. He climbed the belfry, gun in hand, but no bullets could stop these things. Instead, he read from the ledger, the original chant that had summoned them. And then, with a prayer and a shaking hand, he offered himself. As the hounds burst into the tower, Weller stood tall and shouted, "Take me and end this!" And then, silence. By morning the fog was gone. The town was still. Sheriff Weller was never found, but the bodies stopped piling up. No one else died that year. People whispered that the pact had been reset, renewed by the sheriff's sacrifice. But every fall, just after the last pumpkin is picked, the howling begins again, and everyone in Pumpkin Town listens, because they know the hounds are still watching, waiting.